I didn't get kisses and hugs from a dad, right? It just was not going to happen. That's not what they did, right? We do not. Did you get kisses from your dad? No, stop. All right, and it just don't happen. But I love on my boys. I give them kisses. I give them hugs. I let them know it's okay to show affection in a manly way to your children. I want them to know they're loved. But when it comes to my girls, you need to understand it's a whole different playing field. My main thing is I want my girls to know you don't need a joker around him for nothing. Because anything they can give you, your dad can give it to you 10 times. All right? He can give you $1, I give you $1,000. All right? He can let you ride in his car, I get you a car. You see, that's what I'm talking. I need my girls to know that you don't need that. So don't sell yourself short to get something from this guy. All you got to do is call daddy. Daddy got you. And I'm also wanting my girls to know that I'm their protector. They know regardless of what come or go, I'm going to protect them. If it takes my life, I'm going to protect them. Even at night when the monsters come in Jay's room at 3 o'clock in the morning and she's tapping me on the shoulder, Daddy, there's a monster in my room. Now I'm getting so serious. When I get up and I go in that room, I'm literally flipping over mattresses, opening the closet. If there's a monster in here, you're going to come out right now. You're not going to mess with my baby tonight. And she sleeps like a baby when she goes to sleep. So that's what it is. I'm their protector, their provider, and I let them know that's the difference.
Let's open up the floor for a question, and then after that, we'll go to what? Questions on raising girls. Yes, sir. Right.
I just had a newborn. Any advice? 10-month-year-old, but
Baby girl?
baby girl. Just had a baby girl. 10 months.
All right, baby girl, 10 months. Any advice?
I got one for you today. I just want to say, so at that stage, not a lot that you, so the girl, the baby, is, they see you, but the mother at that point is the most important. The food, the nurture, the holding, and so if you notice that they're crying, they get to you, you're at that moment where they look at you like, no, that's not personal. So take nothing personal at this stage. This is all baby stuff, okay? Change them diapers. You know how to change diapers? Cool, you good. You know how to burp? Yeah, you good. You know how to hold them and walk around with them. You know how to do tummy time? You know what tummy time is? Tummy time is when you put a blanket on the floor, put the baby on the stomach, and let their neck get up. You sit on the floor, face on them, looking at them. They cry, Nope, you don't move them, because you get their neck strong. So mama, no, I got her. So you down there, you get their neck strong. They're doing all that right there. So get on the tummy time. That's your job, tummy time. And so at this age, it's you get on the floor, crawl on the floor, see if anything that can go over toward tissue. If you can go through that, you go through their mouth. So they crawl and you use your job to make sure anything on this floor, stuff like that. Okay, so feeding. Can you feed?
She's breastfeeding.
Okay, well you good. Yeah, everybody good. She pumping. She pumping? Okay, well you gotta feed sometimes. So these are the small things. So spend that quality time. Let them hear your voice. Hey girl, don't do the coca. Don't do that. Now if it's 10 months in, last thing I would say is don't put them in front of a TV and leave. Babies should not be in front of a television. The first year they're not supposed to be in front of a screen. I know that may sound foreign language. First year, no screen. So if you got a screen in front of them, pull away from the screen. Okay. So that time reading to them. Reading. So that's no fear. Be courageous. You got this, man. You got this.
I got one piece of advice for you and everybody else in here that might have youngins, and I say this, like I try not to cry when I say this, bro. Like that. Cherish every iota of a moment. I don't care if it's watching TV, they sitting on, like I remember my daughter sitting on my lap after having a bath. Like those are the moments when we're old and we can't move and we stuck on that hospital bed. Those are the things that are gonna play back over, those little moments, those graduations, those lunches, those show up to school. When she go to school, go have lunch with her. I'm telling you, take every single moment of time that you could possibly take with that baby, bro, because it moves so fast. I'm telling you. So if there's one piece of advice I can give, brother, just cherish every single solitary moment of it, because it's a gift from God and we don't get it back.
I would, just add that you find a support system, someone that's going to help keep you motivated, keep you focused, keep you encouraged, because it's a great word. And the scriptures say, he who puts his hand on the plow and looks back is not worthy of the kingdom. So you got to press forward with everything within you. That's all.
All right, brother. What I'm gonna say, children at that age pick up a lot. They understand more than what we realize they do. So, in any home, there are going to be times where there's not going to be pleasant, right? What you want to do is ensure that you control that. You're the king of that castle. You want to make sure you control that home's atmosphere. First of all, pray daily. Pray for your house, pray for that child. But when it comes to the relationship, I need you to make sure that things that are said around that child are not negative and derogatory towards that mom, because that child will hear it. She won't understand, but she's going to hear it, and it's going to manifest within her. And also, keep the atmosphere in that house peaceful. Now, it's not always peace in the land, right? We already know that, especially if you're living with a woman. Jesus Christ. but just do. Ladies, I was just playing. But whatever you do, keep it as peaceful as you can, so that that child doesn't grow up with some type of trauma, emotional issues based off of what you and she may do.
One other thing, I just gotta add this, because at first my daughter was like super tomboy up until she was like 10, 11, and I was in panic mode, the wife was in panic mode. Give them some time. Let them be, they will develop, just give a daughter some time. My boy was just my boy the whole time, but daughters take a little extra, but just be mindful that what you pour into her as a man is what she's gonna go get. So, just something to keep mindful of.
I'm gonna give you a tactic on reading. So if you read and you're like me, you want the books where it's like 3 words a page, right? Dog, see, dog, run. Dog, jump over, right? Well, if you're like, have a daughter like mine, she'll bring you a dictionary. So what are our compromises that Kylie already knows when she gets the storybook she's already had, is I'm making that story up. I do not read the words on a page. I'm like, and Dora decided to go chase the treasure out the land with this crazy fox. And I just ad-lib. She loved the ad-lib. Yeah. So read your way, and then she will remember that for a long time. Mr. Mick, you raise your hand.
Yes. One of the things I want to point out on, and you hit it very well about keeping the house calm. We hear all the time about strife in homes and about, mom and dad fighting. When I grew up, my mom and dad never fought. I just never saw them fight. And you know what? My wife and I are the same way. And our kids grew up in the house knowing that mom and dad don't fight. So for my daughter, she knows that's not acceptable. When she started having a relationship, as soon as somebody started that argument, I'm out of here, because that's not what I grew up with. So what they see, how you live, really makes a huge difference. And one thing I will say about daughters, when they go from dad to daddy, they're looking for something.
Amen, amen. What we're going to do, Dante, go ahead.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Fine. I'm Dante. I got a challenging question. I'm sorry though.
You're good, go for it, it's good.
What about, we talking about, the family and all that. What about if the household is not happy and the father can't see the child like that? What advice would y'all give them? I know all the other relationships happy and all that, but I deal with mentoring and a lot of the urban community. And these are the questions that they be asking.
So you can't get contact with the child?
They say for instance, sorry mothers. I know it's a lot of great mothers here, but sometimes the parent, like the mother, won't let the guy see the child.
So one of the, some of the stuff you gotta go to court with. Yeah. But on a day-to-day basis, find out. So baby mamas can be territorial. They see you with another woman. And I ain't married, but she's like, no, I went off in the hole what I know you love. If I want to kill a man's car, you love the car more than you love me. So I'm hurt his car. So it's something that he's done. Okay, it ain't just happened overnight. So you gotta talk to him about his behavior. Deal with him on this stuff. Now she got her own issues, but he gotta be 100% tight. When you're not married, you don't make these decisions a lot of times when it comes to children. Our society is not for men, for fathers raising children. So one of the decisions, you gotta let him know, listen, bro, when you was in there sticking and moving, these are things you didn't think about, right? Man, no, bro, but so you find out her love language. She may appreciate you saying, hey, you know what? You're doing a really good job. With this daughter, with this girl, you were doing so. See, he gonna have to find a way to show love. Yeah. And then you're not gonna get to a woman. If you can't get to that woman, you're not gonna get to the child. Right. That's sad, but this is how this is society. Yeah. And so, how do you melt that cold, hard ice box around her heart? How do you do that? Hey, find out what she like. Mother's Day, you are the mother. I'm telling you, get her Mother's Day card every month. You go buy 10 Mother's Day cards. I'm serious. Right. And you say, hey, I see the baby. Well, how old is the baby?
Nah, this just was an example.
Okay, well, whatever. I see they got new shoes and, I love how they get to you doing a good job. Let her know something she doing is good. Yeah. Okay. Something. She might be crazy, I don't know, but let her know something she's doing that find it, okay? Because if you don't, you're not getting that child. So just let them know that you don't have to be responsible, man up, take some responsibility. It hurts, you know what I mean? But you're not even on these streets and think you don't go back and see baby girl every day. It ain't gonna happen.
One thing, and look, I'm not known for sugarcoating stuff, but since we in church, I'm gonna sugarcoat it as best as I can. But here's what we're talking about ultimately, is there are some things in the child support system and the way that the government handles our families, and insert your adjective for our here. But the fact of the matter is, ultimately, courts and some of these decisions are not being made in what's the best interest for the child. It's what's going to keep a bureaucrat with a job. So ultimately, I think a lot of who we're putting in office as legislators, who we're putting in office as judges, you look at who some of these family court judges are, and folks, not to make this political, but think about this. If you elect a judge whose platform is you can kill babies up until the time they're born, they don't care, boys could become girls, like think about what kind of justice we as fathers are gonna get in a system where people are just automatically against the premise of us being there in the first place. So I think a big part of that solution to those one-off issues is how do we get to our legislators? How do we say, hey, how do we revamp the way this family court system is structured, and is it doing what's best for the children? Because that's, in a lot of those cases, and I just dealt with somebody with this in Mecklenburg. Look, the fact of the matter is, if you want to be there, if you want to be a father, nobody should stop you, and you definitely shouldn't be stopped by the mom. So.
Yes, sir.
My question is, how do we got to deal with this daughter? What, from my experience, I find that most girls, they like to marry a man like their father. They choose a man similar to their father. Okay.
What's the question?
The question is, how do you deal with your daughter when you go out and start dating? Because she's mostly looking for a man like you.
I would just pray. Daughter might not know daddy like she thinks she do.
So I told y'all about my daughter and this guy Daniel. Well, check this out. Daniel has known my daughter since middle school when they were just friends. And I knew it was different when it was February 14, 2 years ago, a little box come to the house from K Jewelers, and Tasha gonna say, oh, that's from Leah's friend. I said, honey, ain't no friend on the planet going to K Jewelers, okay? This ain't friends, no. And not on February the 13th, 14th, friends don't do that. But what you do is this. I'm taking the young man out to eat. Yo, Daniel, let me holler at you, bro. Yo, what you doing with your life? Yo, where is this going with my daughter? But it's an independent individual situation. But I guarantee you this: if you to come to my house with your pants hanging off your butt, talking all this, yo, what's good, pops, and all, nah, bro, this ain't gonna work. We got this. No. Now, granted, my daughter knows that you might not know your pops the way you think you know your pops, but I let her see that side of it. Because I want you to understand that you need to be comfortable in coming to me to say, Daddy, this dude ain't treating me right. I don't need you keeping that secret. So I think the best way to handle that is like the brother said, let them know you're there to protect them, and then don't be afraid to check that kid. I've met Daniel's parents. They're good people. The mom Duke ain't with the girlfriend stuff. Now I figured out why they was calling them friends. Is the Asian parents, they don't play that game, that boyfriend, girlfriend, they don't do that. So, that's the way I think I handled it, was just being willing to be open enough to address the kid, find out who he is. You know what they say, courting back in the days. You're going to do your little courting, right?
Good question. So, a relationship requires 7 people. The parents, both parents, to the boy and the girl, and God. So, if God not involved in it, it's messed up anyway. So, my daughters know, and little girls, we don't do boyfriend. I'm your boyfriend. Dad, you my boyfriend? Yes. Do I make you laugh? Yeah, Dad. Does he make you laugh? No, not like you. Good. And dads, we're competing. I don't know what y'all thinking. We're competing for our girls' hearts.
That's right. That's right.
Don't think you want to say because you daddy, like you the man. No. Girls don't go for that. You gotta win their hearts. Take them out on a little date once a month. So with my girls, I do one this month, and then one next month, double date. Both of y'all. And then next month, they got the schedule. So I'm behind schedule. I'm tripping right now. So it's June. I gotta get my date in before July for the one. So she gonna then next month is her baby girl month. But when it comes to that, let them know your standard. Let them know your standard, and don't threaten. I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna kill him. Don't do that. No, you just you make sure. I tell my daughter, don't go and tell the secret. Don't tell him, my dad like this. Don't you tell him all my stuff. You let him meet me. Don't tell him anything about me. But if someone is interested in you gotta meet my dad first. And if his head go like, man, that's not the one. If you don't want to meet me, he a coward one. The sucker. And he trying to get something and go. I tell them about their bodies. Say, what you sitting on is precious. You don't give that up.
Amen.
And so a lot of guys in this room, every man in this room know, any girl you ever messed with, not y'all, but somebody you know. It was somebody who had no father. The girls in the school who doing this and that and third, they don't have dads. Mama worked there at Shield, and I go there anytime I want to. The highest time to get pregnant is from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. After school, and both mom get home from work.
Yeah.
No lie. So 3 to 6, that's when all the teenage pregnant going on. It's 3 to 6. It ain't at the midnight hour. It's 3 to 6. But that's what we need to understand. Somebody be at home looking what's going on. So.
Dads, if you need police protection, 3 to 6, give me a call. Right? I think between me and Dr. Bill, we can help you get some police over there. But when it comes to my daughter's dating, the 2 younger ones, Jade and Mia, they're not quite there.
Right.
Mia she's smelling it, okay? Mia is 15 and she's smelling it. I'm telling you, she keeps talking about going here and going there. Girl, sit down. Sit D-O-W-N. But, and we joke around because I have a lot of guns in my house, right? And so, I mean, that's what I do. I love guns, right? And so they're all over the house. And she said, Dad, you gonna bring your guns out when the guy come up here? I'm gonna look like Rambo. A red mark on my face right here. But on a serious note, I let them know that any guy they bring, he's gonna have to come to the house.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, if he comes with his pants hanging, if he comes looking crazy, he's leaving, number one. Right. And because I want you to have someone good. I don't necessarily want you to have a man like me because I want you to have someone that loves you like I love you. But I can be somewhat trifling. So I want you to have a good man. I want you to have someone that's going to, just be phenomenal with you, but he has to love you like I do. All right. Only thing perfect about me is my love for my children, because I love them. Now my oldest girl, like I said, she didn't grow up in my house, but I'm still daddy to her, right? And she loves me with every ounce of love she has. And she messed around and got a hold of a guy who decided to put his hands on her. She was living in Texas. So when her mom called me and said what was going on, 2 days later, I was in Texas. And what did I do? I wanted to make sure my baby was, I never got an opportunity to meet the young man because he kind of disappeared. But when I got there, I let her know this is not what we're doing. You're going to come home. But Daddy, I got a lease, I got this. I don't care about that. I'm paying this lease off. You pack your clothes, I'm going home, and you'll be home when? Well, give me it to the end of the month. I'll see you at the end of the week. And by the end of the week, my baby was home. So I had to become a dad to all over. But it was because she was dating and she went down the wrong alley. Now here's the sad part. She moved here, we got her together. This joker came to North Carolina and to add insult to injury, she bought him. And I was furious, but I had to do this. This was the hardest thing about that dating thing. Brittany, if you are so in love with this guy that you're going to bring him back, I don't like him, but I'm going to love you through it all. And if I have to come and save you again, I'm coming. Now, her mom don't like that. I'm there, she was on a whole other level, right? But I had to give her that support, but by me giving her that support and her allowing God to direct her, he's gone.
I want to add to this. This is a very important topic, by the way, but I want to add to this. Girls were never designed to be uncovered. The father covers her, and she walked down the aisle to her husband. There's never supposed to be a break. Never supposed to be no boyfriend here, boyfriend there. It's supposed to be, I'm your covering, I'm your covering, I'm your covering, I'm your covering, I'm your covering. Who gives this woman away? I do. We do. I do. Me, father to a father. That's the exchange. So we got to cover these girls. They're not supposed to be uncovered. And when they get uncovered, we see what happens. Sex trafficking, human trafficking, prostitution, human pregnancy, abortion, it all just, so they're not covered, y'all. So as they come, you got to, but your guy, I'm covered. Now sometimes I don't want to be covered, okay? You don't want to be covered. Now when it happens, come on. Now this, I told mine too. They 12, 13. There will be no barefoot pregnant girl walking in my house.
Come on, man.
Now y'all got quiet. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Why? Now what do I mean? I'm gonna train you, love you, teach you, train you, love you, teach you, train. Get everything I got. But you decide to go that way, go. The Bible says train a child in the way that he should go.
Amen.
Not stay. So I'm teaching them. I'm loving them. They understand about sex. They think about they're on my period. It's open with us. They know, well, I'm nervous. No. You talk about this. I don't want to go there, but y'all not ready. But I had these conversations with my girl, and it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. I'm a threat to a guy coming to my. I'm a threat.
Come on.
Because they have the knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what we're missing with our girls. So keep them covered until you walk them down the aisle. My goal is this.
Yeah.
To walk my daughter down the aisle is to chase virgins.
Yes.
And nothing else. That's my goal. Now, if it don't happen, it ain't because I didn't teach and train.
You're right.
But that's what I want. That's what they say. Will you let me teach you and love you? They say, yes, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you protect. I asked them, will you let me protect you?
Come on.
Yes, Dad. I want you to protect me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on. I got you.
Yeah.
So that's, we gotta get a little more serious with our girls. We play with our girls too much. We play too much. With our boys, we look how we know. But our girls, we gotta stop playing too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.